Bienvenidos and welcome to the Upper Peruvian Amazon. We are coming to you live from one of my favorite spots. This is down the street from where I live. And this is a great Waiduro tree that we're standing under right now. And the Waiduro has this really beautiful little seed. I don't know if you can see it. A lot of times it's used for jewelry here in Amazonia, and I've seen it in lots of different markets. So I have a very strong connection with this tree. So I wanted to come here today to talk to you about EMF and to explain a little bit about what is EMF. EMF is electromagnetic frequency, and explain a little bit about the difference between man-made EMF and natural EMF, right? So there is a big difference. And basically man-made EMF comes from all kinds of technological devices that emit an electromagnetic frequency. So we're talking about anything from laptops, cell phones, Bluetooth, any of your kitchen appliances, all of the wiring in our houses, anything basically that you can plug in and use has an electromagnetic frequency to it. Now, this electromagnetic frequency that comes from the man-made technological devices that we use actually is upsetting and disrupts the electromagnetic frequency within our own bodies. And this is basically, there's a lot of studies that are coming out, and I believe that there'll be more that come out in the future about what the effect of this man-made electromagnetic frequency disruption on our own health is. And so a lot of times people have trouble sleeping, and they feel tingly feelings, they feel a lot of fatigue without knowing why. And what I wanted to talk to you about today was something that I've been developing called Avani Shakti Yoga. So it turns out that the human body contains about 80% of astrocyte cells. And what these cells do is they actually generate an electrical pulse. They generate electricity within us. And they are connected to the electromagnetic frequency that pulses through our system. Basically what happens with astrocyte cells is that there is an interplay, an intercommunication between these cells that generate our own individual electromagnetic frequency and the electromagnetic frequency that is being generated by everything in the natural world. So what happens is a lot of times when we sleep and we go into these really deep REM cycles, the astrocyte cells are connecting and communicating with the electromagnetic field of the Earth. And so what happens here is this interplay of electromagnetic communication is basically giving us the regeneration and nourishment that we need to revitalize ourselves and to wake up and feel fresh and to maintain health in our body, in our mind, and to have the energy we need to go about our day. So what happens a lot of times is that when we live in an environment like a city or someplace where there is a lot of interference from man-made EMF in the form of power grids, cell phone towers, all kinds of stuff like this, it interferes with the body's ability of the astrocyte cells to connect with the electromagnetic frequency of the Earth, and we don't get this kind of rejuvenative capacity happening in the body. So I've developed this type of yoga called Avani Shakti Yoga, and it's part of a larger treatment and therapy protocol. But basically what I wanted to talk about today was a very simple yoga sequence that you can do in your backyard with your favorite tree. It is super easy. You can do this in about, basically as much time as you like. To find a tree that I have a special relationship with. So that's why I'm here today with this beautiful Waiduro. I like to take a moment before I begin, and I like to just breathe very deeply. I like to deepen the inhalations and the exhalations, and just feel gratitude for this tree being here, for the shade that it gives me, for the clean air that it provides, and just to connect in like that. So basically trees are amazing channelers of prana and of electromagnetic energy. They're reaching up to the sky and bringing that energy down to the earth. So this sequence that I'm going to show you right now, this Avani Shakti sequence, or I like to call it tree yoga sometimes, basically what it's all about is connecting via your prana through your breath and connecting your own electromagnetic frequency with that of the earth. This is amazingly powerful. What you're going to do is you want to find a tree that is pretty straight, something that you can lean your spine against. And you don't really, in this sequence, need to worry so much about alignment. You can get comfortable here. Okay. So basically, we're not so concerned with alignment here. We're more concerned about being in touch with this tree and whatever tree it is that you're connecting with. So let me just center myself. And we're going to start out into Tadasana. So this is mountain pose. And just make sure that your spine is straight, your shoulders are down. If you can, shift your tailbone under ever so slightly. Make sure the feet are flat on the earth, toes are spread apart. And begin to center your energy and take some deep inhalations and full complete exhalations here in Tadasana. And just make sure that your spinal column, and if you can, that your Muladhara chakra, your root chakra, is in contact with the earth. Our root chakra is what is connecting us to our primal aspect of our being. So by connecting with this Avani Shakti, the Shakti means power or force, Avani means earth. So connecting ourselves with this force of the earth, we're channeling that into our Muladhara chakra and upwards. So this is a very powerful practice to develop. You want to stay here as long as you can, and it's not all about the whole sequence. If you can come out and just do Tadasana with a tree for 10-15 minutes, that is fantastic. So I like to stay here usually for about 5 minutes. You can take about 5 or 10 minutes in each of these poses, so I'm going to go through them right now and show you. So we begin with Tadasana. Inhaling deeply, smelling the earth, smelling the bark of the tree. Inhale, bringing the arms up overhead and folding forward at Uttanasana. Now here you really want to keep your sacrum in contact with the tree, with the trunk of the tree. Vrksasana, tree pose. I like to just put my arms on the trunk of the tree and just feel it and send gratitude to the tree while I'm taking my inhalations and exhalations. We're going to do one side, and then we'll do a leg extension on this side, on the right side. So then after we do a couple of standing poses against the trunk of the tree, we're going to move away. And this is a different setup for everybody because everybody's body is different, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a downward dog using the tree for support, right? So you want to just find the appropriate adjustment for yourself in this pose. Make sure that your hands are still about shoulder length apart. Your feet are about hip distance apart. So next I'm going to demonstrate Parshvottanasana. So hands are going to be the same placement as you had in a down dog. And this time you're going to bring your feet parallel to each other and take one about 1.5 feet in from the other foot, right? Keep your hips squared. And you just want to do a deep front stretch here. And then you want to switch sides. Now we're going to take a couple of seated postures. So find a comfortable, easy position at the base of the trunk of the tree. Make sure that your root chakra, your Muladhara, let's take some deep breaths here in Siddhasana, in pose. Now we're going to move into Dandasana, staff pose. Again, don't worry about your alignment. It's really, this yoga sequence is about connecting with an aspect of nature. It can be a rock. Sometimes I go to the beach and I like to do the sequence when the waves are rushing up. If there's a rock that I can use as to lean against. But I do like to work with trees just because trees are the largest sentient beings on the planet, and I like to spend time with them and just feel them and have them feel me. And like I said, this is all about connecting our electromagnetic frequency with the Avani Shakti, or the electromagnetic frequency and force of the earth, so we can rejuvenate and heal ourselves through this energy that's available to us all the time, all around us. So here we'll take a couple of breaths in Dandasana. So from here we're going to do Janushutasana. So we'll start with the right leg, take the right heel to the left brain point, and inhale and pull forward. Come into Baddha Konasana here. So bound angle pose. So the soles of the feet come together. Taking a few breaths like this. And then we'll come into Janushutasana on the other side. We're going to come into wide angle seated pose. This is one of my favorite asanas. I like to spend a lot of time here. So just bringing the legs out as wide as you can, keeping the feet flexed, and remember that the sacrum and root chakra are in contact with the base of the tree. I'm just taking a couple of deep breaths here. I like to work with different mudras. Mudras are a spiritual language in the Vedas, and one of the mudras that I really like to work with is Panchamahabhuta mudra, and this is a mudra that helps to connect with and balance all 5 elements. Very simple. You just take all the tips of your fingers on one hand and you connect them with the tips of the fingers on the other hand, like so. To end the sequence, we'll come back into Baddha Konasana. Bound angle pose. Again, you can take your Panchamahabhuta mudra. Thanks for joining us today, and wishing you health and